Hey, I'm General Manager Brian, and I just kind of want to take you on a little journey of what's been going on. You probably know that over the spring last year, we had a lot of problems. We went off the air for several days. It was kind of crazy. So here's kind of the backstory of what happened. Back up behind me, you see this tower. Now, if you look, those black antennas, that's the new frequency, 88.7, that we were often on when things were kind of giving us problems. This is the pieces of KTSY's antenna. This is 23 years old, roughly, and, well, it's past its life expectancy. Some people told me it would run for 15 years or so. So when they found out it was 20-some, they said, yeah, that's done. And you'll notice it's had a hard life. If you look at this particular, it's called a radome, you'll see this was broken and had been patched once. Patch was breaking again and obviously having some problems. So that's why when it rained, we would end up going off the air. So as we worked on this, we realized we wanted to do something a little bit better. That antenna was actually mounted right up there, right next to ours. Now, I'm not as big a geek as some, but that's a bad idea. Putting those two big antennas right next to each other kind of creates interference and means that it's a little harder to hear the radio station as far. So talking to people who are way smarter than I, they said what we need to do is really put in a combiner. We can use that one antenna for both radio stations. And what's great about that is it actually means we only have one really expensive thing up there at a time being exposed to the elements. We're going to put in a tiny little backup antenna, so if things happen again, we don't go off the air, we can switch over very quickly and keep going and get the repairs done. But we don't have two big expensive pieces going on at the same time. So we actually got what's called a combiner. Takes the two signals, puts them together, runs them up to that antenna up there. That antenna, which also got injured at the same time that KTSY started having problems, that has been fixed. So that thing is ready to go. It is strong, it is powerful, it is actually starting to work. We've been up here for a couple days and things are kind of winding up. Now we've got a few, tweaks, like I've said, a few tuning things to happen, that kind of thing, and this is done. Now the exciting thing about this is if you're not the biggest geek going, I don't understand all of that, trust me, I only understand parts. I've learned a whole lot. But it's this. KTSY is stronger than ever before. It has a better antenna than it's ever had. Its reach will go farther than it's ever been able to go in the past. That means God can continue to use this ministry to reach this valley. That's our home. That's the Treasure Valley, right down there. God's given us this perch, if you will, up here to spread the love of God down there and to say, look, God wants to do something new in your life. God has a new story for you. And to take folks of faith and say, you know what? It's time to step outside of your comfort zone because God wants to use you to make a new story in somebody else's life. So keep praying for us. We got a little bit more to do. It's the summer months, so your continued financial support is so critical to keep all of this stuff going and running. And I just say to you, thank you so very much for being the amazing KTSY family.